Hey everyone, getting ready for a motor vehicle assembler interview. We're going to do a deep dive into RoleCatcher's resources to help you get ready. We're talking about putting together the cars and trucks we see every single day.
Yeah, it's a job that really makes a difference. You're the one making those vehicles run. You got to be precise, make sure everything's top quality, and know how it all comes together.
All right, so let's get you prepared. We'll hit those common interview questions, give you some insider tips from RoleCatcher, and even show you how they use AI to help you stand out. Ready?
Definitely. How about we start with that classic, why are you interested in this role? Sounds easy, but a lot of people mess it up by just giving surface-level answers.
Right, it's more than just, I like cars. So how do you really make your answer memorable?
Interviewers want to see real passion. They want to know this job fits with what you're good at and what you want to do. What really makes you tick about this kind of work? Is it getting your hands dirty, the challenge of working with these complex machines, or maybe it's that feeling of seeing a finished vehicle roll off the line?
I remember when I was a kid, helping my dad work on his old car. It was such a good feeling when we finally got it running right. We felt like we could do anything. Maybe you have a similar story. That spark that led you here, sharing that, can really connect with the interviewer.
Totally. It shows this isn't just another job application, it's something you care about. Oh, and here's a pro tip. Make sure you connect your answer back to the job description. Did they mention electric vehicles? Maybe you're passionate about being green and helping the planet. Show them you've done your homework, that you're a perfect fit.
I love that, showing you're already thinking like they do. Okay, next up. Tell me about a time you had to solve a complex problem. Ugh, the behavioral question.
Tricky, yeah, but it's a chance to shine. The key is to use the STAR method. That's situation, task, action, result. Helps you tell a short, powerful story that shows off your problem-solving skills.
So how does STAR actually work in an answer?
Let's say they ask about a time you had to fix a broken part. First, set the scene. What were you working on and what was the problem? Then, what was your job in that situation? Next, tell them exactly what you did to solve it. Be specific. Did you check the manuals, test different parts? Finally, what happened because of what you did? Did you fix it? What did you learn?
So it's about being clear, focusing on what you did and what impact you made. I'm already feeling more confident.
Oh, and don't forget, whenever you can, use numbers to make your results really stand out. Like instead of, it worked, say, I found the broken part, swapped it out, and got the whole line running again in 30 minutes. Makes it more concrete.
Like, bam, look what I did. Okay, so the RoleCatcher Guide says it's super important to keep learning in this field. How can someone who wants to be an assembler stay ahead of the game?
Great question. The car industry is always changing, tons of new tech coming out. Think electric cars, self-driving cars. It's a really exciting time.
Yeah, I keep hearing about 80s, all those driver assistance systems.
Yeah.
Do assemblers need to know that stuff now?
Absolutely. ADS, things like lane departure warnings, adaptive cruise control, even automatic braking, they all use sensors and cameras. Those have to be installed and calibrated perfectly during assembly. Assemblers got to understand these systems. It's a big deal.
So it's way more than just putting parts together.
Yeah.
You need to know electronics, software, even what transportation is going to be like in the future.
Exactly. That's why learning never stops in this job. Go to conferences, take some online courses, even just reading industry magazines, it all adds up.
Always getting those skills up. Awesome. Okay, back to those questions. Let's do one that's really important for motor vehicle assemblers. How do you ensure quality in your work? Attention to details got to be huge, right?
Absolutely vital. Even a tiny mistake when you're building a car can cause massive problems down the line. Safety issues, recalls, you name it.
Yikes. So how do you prove you're the detail-oriented, quality-focused person they need?
It's your time to shine. Talk about what you do to guarantee quality. Double checking your work. Got a system for your tools and parts. Special techniques for catching errors.
Maybe you have a favorite tool that helps you get it right, like a torque wrench to tighten bolts perfectly.
Exactly. And the more details you give, the better. And tell them about times you caught a mistake before it blew up.
Like you have a superpower for spotting tiny flaws. That's got to impress them.
For sure. It shows you're proactive, you want to do the best job possible. And speaking of that, the RoleCatcher Guide talks about teamwork. You're not alone on the assembly line, right?
So how do you show off those teamwork skills in the interview?
Think about times you've worked well with others. Could be at your last job, a school project, even volunteering. Did you share your knowledge? Listen to your teammates, help smooth things over.
They want to know you can work with everyone, communicate clearly, and contribute to a good team. It's all about proving you're a valuable part of the team.
Exactly. Now let's switch it up a bit. What's a question that you find really tough? Something that makes you nervous?
What are your salary expectations? That one always gets me.
Yeah, it can be a bit awkward talking about money, but you can totally prep for it. Check out sites like Glassdoor or Salary.com to get an idea of what motor vehicle assemblers make in your area.
So I shouldn't just say a number off the top of my head.
No way. Be realistic, do your research, think about your experience, where the company is, how big they are, any special skills you have, and give them a range, not just one number.
Okay, so like based on my experience and what I've seen, I'm hoping for something between. And then give a reasonable range.
Exactly. And be ready to explain why you chose that range if they ask. Highlight those skills. Talk about what you've accomplished. Show them what you're worth.
It's like making a case for yourself, right? Speaking of which, the RoleCatcher Guide talks about different career paths for assemblers. What are some of the options?
One path is to specialize, like focusing on engines, transmissions, or electrical systems. As you get better, maybe you become a lead assembler or even a supervisor.
So becoming the expert in a specific area.
Yep. You can also move into quality control. That's where you make sure everything meets those super high standards.
Seems pretty important with all the safety stuff and the tech they put in cars these days.
It's crucial. And there's always the option of going more technical, working with robotics or automation.
So you can use your hands-on skills and still get into the tech side of things?
For sure. Be proactive, stay curious. There's always something new to learn. Speaking of learning, let's talk about RoleCatcher's AI. It can really help you get ready for your interview.
Oh yeah, the AI stuff. What can it actually do for me?
Think of it like having your own interview coach right there on your phone. Upload the job description and the AI breaks it down. It shows you exactly what the hiring manager's looking for.
Like you can read their minds and tell me what to say.
Pretty much. And it doesn't just look at skills, it helps you make those answers even better. Remember the STAR method.
Yeah.
The AI can do that too.
Okay, so let's say I'm working on my answer for, tell me about a time you were a leader. I can type into RoleCatcher and it gives me feedback.
Yep. It'll tell you where you could be more specific, make it more powerful, more you. It might suggest adding numbers, highlighting a certain skill, or just rephrasing something.
Like having an editor polish it all up. Amazing.
There's even more. Remember practicing your answers out loud. RoleCatcher has video practice, takes it to the next level. You record yourself answering questions, and the AI analyzes everything, even your body language.
Whoa, that's wild. Like a virtual mock interview, but with super detailed feedback.
Exactly. It helps you catch those nervous habits, work on your pacing, project confidence.
That's a game changer for sure. It's like a secret weapon. But what if they ask a question I'm not ready for?
It happens. But even if you don't have the perfect answer right away, it's how you handle it that matters. Stay calm, take a second to think, and try to connect the question back to what you know and what you've done.
So showing them I can solve problems and think on my feet is more important than having a memorized answer.
Exactly. And if you need a minute, just say something like, "That's a great question. Let me think about that for a sec." It shows you're taking it seriously, not just giving canned responses.
Okay, I'm feeling better about those surprise questions. What about the really awkward ones? Like, what's your greatest weakness? How do you answer that without sounding cheesy or like you're not good enough?
Yeah, the weakness question. Be honest, but be smart about it. Pick something that's not crucial for the job. Like maybe you say you can be a little too detail-oriented and overthink things.
But then you make it into a positive.
Right. You could say something like, "I know I do this, and I'm working on finding that balance between being thorough and being efficient. I've started using time management techniques so I can get things done and not get stuck on every little thing."
You're admitting the weakness, but you're also showing them you're taking steps to fix it, making it into a strength.
Exactly. It shows self-awareness, that you're willing to learn and that you always want to improve. Speaking of improving, let's get back to RoleCatcher's AI. We talked about how it can help you with your answers, but it can also give you feedback on your whole interview performance.
Really? How does that work?
After you do a video practice, the AI looks at everything. Your eye contact, your posture, even if you use too many filler words. Like having a coach give you live feedback on how you present yourself.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That kind of feedback would be super helpful, especially if you're nervous about interviews or just want to make sure you come across well.
For sure. It helps you see if you're doing things that might hurt your chances without even realizing it, like fidgeting or not making eye contact.
So it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. That first impression is everything.
Totally. You want to come across as confident, capable, and enthusiastic. And speaking of enthusiasm, let's talk about a question that lets you really show your passion. Why are you interested in working for this company?
I know research is important, but how do you go beyond just repeating what's on their website? How do you make it personal?
Right.
It's about showing them why you want to be there, not just that you need a job.
Yeah, exactly. Don't just focus on their mission statement. Dig a little deeper. Look for specific projects they're working on, things they're doing that get you excited. Maybe it's electric vehicles, maybe it's sustainability.
Or their company culture, their focus on innovation, whatever really speaks to you. Find something that clicks and tell them why it matters.
And don't forget to tie it back to your own goals. Are you looking for a company where you can grow, where you can learn new tech? Show them you're thinking about the future and that their future is part of your plan.
It's like you're both getting something great out of it. They get someone awesome, and you get to be a part of something you believe in. So we've covered a lot, from tough interview questions to career paths and even RoleCatcher's AI. What are the big takeaways you want our listeners to remember when they're prepping for their motor vehicle assembler interview?
Number one, preparation is everything. Research the company, practice those answers, and use every tool you can, especially RoleCatcher's AI.
And number two, be yourself. Let them see how much you love this field.
Because they're not just looking for someone to build a car, they want someone who's excited to be there, to be part of the team, to help them succeed.
Exactly. And number three, never stop learning. This industry's always changing, so be curious, keep exploring, keep growing.
Absolutely. So here's something to think about. What if you walked into that interview not just prepared, but totally excited to show them what you can do? That kind of energy makes a difference.
Confidence and enthusiasm are powerful. Believe in yourself, believe in what you can do, and go get that job.
We're rooting for you. And don't forget to check out all the great guides and resources RoleCatcher has. They're like a secret weapon for anyone looking for a job.
That's it for our deep dive into the world of motor vehicle assemblers. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep chasing those dreams.